Bonjour everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a new video in which we are going to talk about the Emil 1951, but before we jump into it, maybe you saw that the quality of the camera changed a little bit simply because I decided to change the camera. And to be fair, I'm quite satisfied with it, and you probably don't care because it's only for me and I'm quite happy about it. So let's put that aside and focus directly on what the main subject of this video is, the tank you're seeing right there. The Emil 1951 is the tank that is extremely close to the regular Emil 1. But even if they are close, there are some differences. The first one being probably the armor profile. I remember at first when the Emil 1 was introduced, it was quite hard to penetrate it, like a Kranwagen at tier 8. And after it went through several nerfs, and especially on the armor, to make it something close to the Emil 1951. But keep in mind that this Emil was supposed to be an even more broken Emil 1 at first, but Wargaming changed their mind and decided to nerf the tank just before releasing it. What about the statistics, right? We have 2k DPM, which is not that good considering we are a heavy tank, but still good considering that we have an autoloader. So in the end, we can't really complain about that. But one thing that kind of sucks about it is its aim time. 4.5 seconds is quite long for a good gun dispersion and a whole magazine reload time of 21.5 seconds. The shell reload time is 3 seconds, which means that you will inflict 3 times 310 alpha damage or 930 alpha damage within 6 seconds. The penetration is good as long as you use the right equipments, and especially the calibrated shell that I'm just advising you every single time I'm playing with an autoloader. Concerning the mobility, it's close to 40 kilometers per hour, even if usually you will go around 30-35, but still it's not a bad one, neither a good, it's just average. But the big advantage of the Emil 1951 is not necessarily its mobility, neither its DPM, it's probably its armor profile. Because here when you take a look at it at first, you see that it's not that impressive, only 220mm if you are using it from a flat ground. But as soon as you just use your 10 degrees of gun depression from a ridge line like that, bang, you get yourself 280mm of armor, artificial armor, but still quite an impressive one. And this is all the strength of the Emil. You need to be in all down using your 10 degrees of gun depression, or at least using as much as you can, because the lowest gun depression you use, the less armor you will get. So if you are able to use 10 degrees, well, that's where your tank will shine. Just keep in mind that if you do that, you still can get penetrated by tanks like RHM, by SU-152, ISU-152, etc. Now, briefly, if you want to compare both tanks, the Emil 1 and the Emil 1951, you will see that the differences are not that big, because the Emil 1 features 320 alpha damage, whereas the Emil 1951 has 310, but your rate of fire is increased with the Emil, resulting in a better DPM, or kind of a close one, because there is only 3 hit points of DPM of difference between both. Now for the rest, you see that you have a better weapon handling with the premium plus better mobility. So in the end, you will trade for the Emil 1951 a better overall mobility, credit coefficient as well, and DPM, but the Emil 1 will have more armor. So that's a choice. It's either the mobility and the DPM or the armor. The choice is yours. Now guys, for the replay, let's take a look at something I didn't do because it's NRG Nico 78 that we are watching today. And to be fair, it's such a great game that I decided that it was not necessarily needed for me to add any other replays. And on top of that, you're gonna see a huge clutch, definitely worth watching. So what is our friend doing? I like the fact that he tries to play aggressively. He goes straight to interesting positions, and from the position he's taking right now, he will be able to use his 10 degrees of gun depression. As I just mentioned, if you want to be useful with this tank, you must absolutely use it using your 10 degrees of gun depression. And here, from the position he's taking, and I'm going to show you that from the perspective of the opponents, it's something done, because here he has the possibility of using his 10 degrees and getting bounced at. Just take a look at the number of bounces our friend is taking. There is literally no chances for him to get penetrated, except if the lights or mediums or whatever on the other sides are trying to snipe him, which seems to be the case. Luckily for him, he didn't take any shots, and now he is reloading his whole clip. Because in this tank, I would say you have two separate playstyles. You have the first one when you're reloaded, and the second one when you are reloading. When you are reloaded, you can play aggressively like our friend is doing right there by sneaking all your shells directly into your enemies from an hold down position. And here, that's what our friend is doing, and it's working perfectly. But now, of course, when you are reloading, you gotta keep in mind one thing: you are exposed, because for 21.5 seconds, you can't do anything. And on this part of the replay, and this part of the playstyle, sorry, you must stay with the rest of your team in order for you not to miss anything, and of course, not to get killed. So here, our friend sneaks his shots and just goes back. It's kind of a hit and hide playstyle, but with a heavy tank and not necessarily a medium like a TVP or something like that. So now, it seems like his teammates are in a bad posture on the other side of the map. He needs to focus on this side, and luckily for him, it seems like the IS-3 is stuck. And the stock gun of the IS-3 can't go through the upper part of the Emil 1951, which is definitely good news for our friend, because if he decides to just push straight on the guy, he will be able to do something. So now, is he gonna push or not? I kind of understand why he doesn't want to, and here, maybe the only problem I have with the replay, he just kept going with only one shell. I truly don't have a clue why he did that instead of reloading, and finally he decides to reload. Maybe he wanted to get a smack on the L-Sync 51, on the L-Sync, but it didn't work. Now he's in a 2 versus 5 situation, which is going to soon turn into a 1 versus 5, but you're gonna see after, no spoil. And the problem is, in this kind of situations, when you are facing tanks completely alone, things are getting a little messy, because from that position right now, well, you can get pushed, and if it's the case, you don't have that much to live. But keep in mind also that right now there is the IS-3 that can't penetrate him, and that is literally stuck. There is also the L-Sync that is a one-shot and that just died. There is the T-44 that is also one-shot, and the T-34-100 that is a two-shot. So our friend has all chances to win that game. So what is he gonna do? Let's see. He waits here. He's probably make the T-44 believe that he was going on the other side, whereas in fact he's going straight on the T-44. But you gotta keep in mind that, well, with the RHM running around, he needs to make it a prior target. And this is what he's doing. I love the fact that he goes for some shots on the RHM instead of the IS-3, because he knows that as the RHM is completely equipped, he is a bigger threat than the IS-3. And now he's gonna focus again and again on that RHM. Luckily for him, he has the possibility to escape thanks to good mobility, and he's using it. He's using it as much as he can. So can he get maybe the RHM from there? He switched to HE shells. Oh man, you should definitely aim more with your sniper mode. I don't know why you're not trying, but hey, he's not gonna bother. He goes for the shots, and now he's hiding again. The IS-3 is probably gonna push on him, but he doesn't care. He really wants to get the shot on the RHM, and it's totally understandable. If the RHM just goes around the corner in his back and decides to shoot a HE shell, it's going to cost him quite a lot of hit points, approximately 1000. So there we go, our friend is going in, trying to get the RHM. Maybe he will be able to see him, maybe not, but I think that if the RHM is not retarded, he went back to the IS-3. And yes, it seems like that's exactly what happened. Our friend escaped, but decided all of a sudden that it was maybe a better option to get a shot on the IS-3, sneaking 2 shots, maybe in another one, straight with HE, and oh boy, why, Nico? Why did you shoot an HE? Never shoot HE shells with tanks that don't have at least 400 hit points. Don't do that, except if you're sure to penetrate, but that's another subject. Because now, instead of having to deal with 2 opponents, he has to deal with 3. So maybe he's gonna go straight on the T-34, trying to kill the boy. Luckily for him, he did 2 big rolls. And for the last one, yes, he managed to kill the T-34. Now he's reloading, and he gotta be extremely careful. He doesn't know from which side they will come. Seems like the RHM already picked. He's not gonna bother. He's gonna go back as much as he can. Come on, he doesn't want to die. Maybe he's gonna be able to bounce a shot from the RHM if he tries something a little bit dumb. Easy. No. Yes. No. Oof. Well, luckily for him, he got it, and now it's no longer a problem. Stop with HE, Nico. Don't shoot with HE. Ah, thank you. 5 kills, 6.2k damage. Even if there were 2 or 3 mistakes, switching to HE, maybe pushing the wrong tanks, well, it was still an impressive replay, because just take a look at the number of credits our friend is packing. 300,000. That's just like a game in a pricing where you're using the multiplier, the +2 multiplier when you have the first game of the day. Well, that was awesome, and it shows you also how you want to play the tank. If you can hit and after run, you do it, and if you can hit and after hide with your teammates, you do it as well. Hopefully you enjoyed, guys. If that's the case, feel free to subscribe, like, and share, and personally, I'm gonna see you soon for a new video. Bye.